Welcome to our Teaching for Success Inclusive podcast series. I'm your host, Rosa Kemereme. Today, we're going inside your child's brain, not with big words to confuse you, but to show you exactly why Saturday classes and over 7 hours of school days backfire. Let's meet 3 brain parts you need to know. First, the prefrontal cortex. That's the front part of the brain, right behind your big forehead. Think of it as the CEO or Chief Executive Officer of your brain. It controls focus, decision-making, problem-solving, and self-control. When your child starts school on Monday morning, the prefrontal cortex is fresh. By Wednesday afternoon, it's getting tired. By Friday at 4 p.m., after over 7 hours each day, the CEO is totally exhausted. It makes mistakes, it loses focus, it can't plan or think clearly. Now, add Saturday classes. That's like forcing a tired CEO to work a double shift on the weekend. Performance crashes. That's why your child might stare at a page and see nothing. Second, the amygdala. It's the brain's alarm system. Its job is to detect stress or danger. Long school hours plus Saturday classes create chronic stress. Not danger, but constant pressure. The amygdala stays switched on. When that happens, the brain thinks it's in an emergency. And in an emergency mode, the brain does not store new information well. It only focuses on survival. That is demonstrated as anxiety. So, your child sitting in a Saturday class, the amygdala is screaming, "I am tired. This is too much." And that blocks learning completely. Third, the hippocampus. This is the memory librarian of your brain. Its job is to take what your child learns and pack it away into the long-term memory storage, like filing a book on a shelf. Here's the problem. Stress from long hours and no rest kills the hippocampus. High stress hormones called cortisol shrink the hippocampus or shut it down. A tired, stressed hippocampus cannot file new memories. It cannot store what was learned. So your child studies all week and Saturday, but on Monday they remember almost nothing. Why? Because the librarian was too exhausted to file the books. Or they might file the books, but file them in the wrong places on the shelf. Now, what about retrieval? Finding information during a test, remembering things that your child studied over weeks and months. A well-rested brain retrieves memories easily, but an overloaded brain, the prefrontal cortex, is too tired to search. The hippocampus is too stressed to find the file, and the amygdala is busy setting off alarms. So, your child stares at the exam question, they know they studied, but nothing comes out, or the information is all jumbled up in their heads and disorganized because it wasn't filed properly in the right bookshelves by the librarian. That's not stupidity, that's brain burnout. When you force more hours than the brain can handle, you lose both storage. Nothing gets saved in the brain, or little gets saved, or it gets saved in a disorganized manner. And retrieval, you can't find what's saved, or you can only be able to retrieve very little information. More study time actually means less learning, or rather, too much study time actually means less learning. Here's the good news. One full rest day, Saturday, with no academics, allows the prefrontal cortex to recover. So our CEO comes back strong on Monday morning. The amygdala calms down and the alarms turn off. The hippocampus catches up. The librarian files the week's memories in the right order. That's why Saturday off is not laziness, it's brain maintenance. So, when the Ministry of Education bans Saturday classes, don't fight it. Embrace it. Your child's pre-frontal cortex, amygdala, and hippocampus will thank you with better learning, better memory, and less burnout. I'm your host, Rosa Kemerembe. Teach for success with science on your side.